Hi everyone, and welcome to Rainamo's Designs. So here you're going to see us going to Trader Joe's because today's video is going to be how I make my pasta sauce. And this is just a basic base sauce to use on pasta or as a marinara. So here inside the store, we're just walking around, but I'm gonna pick up my tomatoes, my onions, my garlic, and a basil plant. You'll see me pick that up. And the tomatoes that I typically like to use are Campari tomatoes, which are typically grown in Italy. And every now and then I seem to be able to find them here at Trader Joe's. So once we collect all of our fresh organic ingredients, we'll go home and start making the sauce. So guys, I'm just walking over and gonna show you the actual Campari tomatoes. You can see they're not large, but they're very, very flavorful. And for some reason, to me, it seems like that's a tomato that has its natural acids and sugars balanced naturally. So they don't have that bitter afterbite that you can sometimes feel at the back of your throat when you eat a tomato. So that's why I love those. But anyway, I see that I'm kind of shaking the camera a lot and looking down a lot, because I have to get used to filming in a store. You know, I'm used to doing my grocery shopping without sharing this footage. But there again, I'm showing you the Campari tomatoes, and you can see how small they are. So I'm taking them off the vine and putting them in the bowl because I'm preparing to wash them and get them ready for the whole blanching process. Now, if you have never blanched a tomato, I'm going to explain it before you can see it on camera, because if I remember correctly, it wasn't a very good view. But you take the tomato with a sharp knife, and on the back side of the tomato, you'll just cut a little X into the flesh. You don't have to go halfway into the tomato, maybe just an eighth to a quarter of an inch in, and just make an X on the bottom. That way, when you bring it to the pot to put it in this boiling water that you see here, it will soften it just enough so that the skins actually pop and peel off once you take it and put it into the ice cold water. So the tomatoes go into the hot pot of water and then into the bowl of ice water. So you're flash cooking it, which is blanching, and then flash cooling it down like I just showed you with that ice water. And then that's going to allow you to easily just slip the skins off of the tomato so that you don't have to worry about skins in your sauce. And just so you know, it only takes about 30 seconds, 40 seconds for the tomatoes to be in that hot boiling water. They don't need to be in there very long. So here, just notice that I'm slipping the skins right off of the tomato. It doesn't take much. They just peel right off. And that is because of the blanching process. I love making my own tomato-based sauces because it's not hard work. It is time consuming at times, but the product just comes out so delicious and so much more satisfying because you know that you are feeding your family food made from the heart, food made from scratch, and you don't have to worry about any extra added toxins or anything that you don't want in your food when you do prepare it from scratch. So here I've just peeled a tomato, and this is the way I like to dice my tomato. I'm also going to show you a little bit later on, I think actually next up, how I dice my garlic as well. You can use a cutting mat when you do this, or a cutting board, and just be mindful of how you're cutting, because you can hurt yourself when you're working in the kitchen. But you're gonna see when I do the garlic that this is the way that I am used to doing it. So here's the carrot getting grated. That's actually Paul grating the carrot for me. But with garlic, I cut my garlic up by hand because it's old school. It was how I was trained. I peel it by hand and everything. You don't have to do that. If you have those handy dandy tools for peeling garlic and mincing garlic, and that's what you have, use it. These videos, I'm showing you what you can do with what you have on hand when you have the bare minimum. You can make good, healthy foods for your family without paying a huge price. Now, right there, I showed you the garlic that had a shoot from it. You don't want to use that because it's bitter. You want to use garlic cloves that haven't started to sprout. So always keep that in mind when you go to the store and you pick out your garlic. You saw I bought my garlic in a package, so I didn't notice that ahead of time. So we want to try to be mindful about these things. And here you can see how I actually mince my garlic. You see I do it in my hand, and I use my hand as a lever, if you will, when I'm cutting the garlic with the knife. But I've been doing this for years. I want you guys to always err on the caution of safety, on the side of safety, because you know some people are new to cooking, and I don't want you to hurt yourselves. So if you have a mincer and you feel more comfortable using that, then please do. So here we are. I'm just adding some olive oil along with the onions, the carrot, and the garlic, and you want to saute this on low until your onions become translucent. Then we will begin to add the tomato. And once you add the tomato, you want to stir it occasionally, but it's probably gonna boil or simmer for about 25 to 30 minutes, and then you're gonna see that it looks like this. You want to keep stirring to make sure that it doesn't burn or stick at the bottom. Now I'm adding pink salt. The reason I'm adding pink salt is because I'm going to be canning this particular sauce, and you cannot use table salt when you can. Look how beautiful that sauce looks on that beautiful eggplant parmesan rotini and a piece of chicken. It's a beautiful, healthy dish. Something that Paul loves to have with the sauce, and he finds them at none other than Aldi.
Good stuff here. Aldi is awesome. Is Aldi in most states? I know they're in New York.
I think they are.
This is some good stuff.
Mm-hmm. And this is how he likes to have it. Okay. Say bye, Boo Bear.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Nikki. Beautiful sauce. You're the best.